Brick, brick pam brick, brick pam brick pam brick, brick pam brick, brick pam brick pam brick. When me I use me chopper phone, no chatting a lot. Or ram with me mother food, Spanish town.
So I was gonna show you guys how me really catch taxi when I'm out here. So I just walk to the road end. I'ma just stand up. I'ma wait till me see I drive. So there's different kind of taxis. There's two type of taxis. There's the robot one and there's the red plate one. The red plate one is the one that you guys always want to take. I mean, unless you're from like the community and you know the ones who drive robot taxis is the ones that are not they're not registered with the Ministry of Transportation, meaning it's like someone who, like, say for instance me may have a car, me just say okay, me want to make a change today, but me drive and see if me can pick up some passengers. Those are the robots. You don't, as a traveler, you don't really want to go in a robot taxi. Reason being, you may not know who is operating the robot taxi. There has been a lot of instances where people been kidnapped and robbed, and and you don't want to take that risk with the robot taxi. At least if it's a red plate taxi, you're more comfortable because it's registered, right? It's registered with the Ministry of Transportation. Once you go in the car, you see they have like their badge hanging at the dashboard, so you can see who the person is that's operating it, and it should match the actual driver. So when you guys are catching taxi out here, you take those things into consideration. Unless you're traveling with somebody who is from the community, I don't recommend going in a robot taxi. Now, if it's a case where you're downtown and it's like night and you don't really see any cars, you'll probably see a lot of robot taxi because people know, say, okay, the taxi not there on the stand, so we can try and get a little change because people really want to go up to their house. So you will see a bunch of robot taxi, but I still do not recommend taking a robot taxi unless you're familiar with the driver, unless you know the driver, just for safety purposes. So still out here, a bunch of taxis just drove past me going up. Hey guys, so I did not get to finish recording. So when you guys see a taxi that's going on your route, you want to flag it down so the driver knows that you want to go in their car. If you're at the taxi stand, you just go to the car that is driving your route. You will see the route on the side of the car. It will say, for instance, if you're going to Hendon Narwood, it will say Hendon Narwood Albion, or so it will say something there, or you will hear the conductor saying the destination that they're going. So they'll be like Hendon Narwood Albion, whatever. You'll hear them yelling that out. So you would go into the car. Now, if you're going up to a community, proper taxi etiquette would be to let the driver know beforehand where you're going. So for instance, say you're going near a primary school or something, you would say, driver, I want to let off at this a primary school. Or you will say it beforehand so they have an idea of where you're going. If you're going downtown, or if you're going to like into a town, you don't really need to say anything. But if there's a specific stop that you want before you reach this taxi stand, you're gonna tell the driver one stop, or you're gonna say, driver, let off right here, or driver, yes sir. Just something so the driver knows that you want to come out the car. Make sure that before you come out the car, you have your fare ready. When you have your fare ready, it causes less hustle and bustle and all them type of commotion there before you come out of the car. Because sometimes to reach for your fare, like it's difficult. I don't even know how to explain it, but make sure just make sure that you have your fare ready before you come out of the car. So one thing I've noticed while taking taxi in Jamaica in these days is that taxi don't only drive straight routes anymore. They do turn-offs, but when they do turn-offs, they do charge a fare, like an extra fare. So instead of charging you $100, which the original route would charge normally, they will charge an extra like $30 or $50 to turn off, depending on where you're turning off and how far you're turning off. So also keep in mind that you have to pay that extra fare. So if you're not familiar with the amount that you have to pay for the turnoff, ask the driver prior so there's no, you know, commotion or anything. By the way, don't come for me when I say $100 fare. Not everywhere is $100 to travel. I'm just using a generic price. Not everywhere is $100. You will pay out 140, 240, depending on where you're going. That's what will determine your fare. So if you don't want the embarrassment because you feel like you don't have enough money, ask the driver before you go in their car how much the fare is. Okay, guys, so one last thing that I should mention. Don't be alarmed if you go in a like a coaster bus, you know, then country bus, and you hear the conductor say, "Smile up yourself, smile up yourself." When them say that, that means say you're gonna have to squish up in the bus or in the vehicle with a bunch of other passengers. I realize that these conductors, they like to take as much passengers as they could, so they will ram everybody on the bus. They'll all have people on top of the roof. I'm just joking, but don't be alarmed when them tell you to smile up yourself, because they're just trying to take everybody on their bus or on their coaster or in their car. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching and listening to my video. Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to share it with no mother, no father, no sister, no brother, no auntie, no uncle, no everybody. Yeah, and stay tuned for the next video. I'm out.